Let's go. Let's go. Yo, it's Marquis, aka Severe, aka Cincerely Yours. I am back live with the incredible guest, an incredible producer. This is hip hop, man. I've been following your career since I don't know whenever I just discovered your music, but I haven't let go yet. You know, and that's just a compliment to you. And that's the first compliment I'm gonna give you. But you know, welcome to the podcast. This is the THHC podcast. If you guys don't know, the Hip Hop Connoisseur Podcast, episode 214. This is hip hop. We're gonna be breaking down his latest album, Appetizers. So let's introduce yourself first, and then we'll talk about a little bit about the album, and then we'll break it down. So, welcome.
Thank you for having me on the platform, man. It's been long overdue. I'm happy to be here, and I appreciate you taking the time to soak in the album and review it, man. So, you know, I'm happy to be here. This is hip hop on all platforms with 2 P's at the end. And yeah, man, I'm a producer, hip hop producer out of Toronto, Canada. Started doing it about 3 years ago. And yeah, I'm excited to be here, bro.
I love your style. I don't even want to call it a style because, like, you know, some producers only have a certain style. Like, I don't know, I guess you're multilingual on the boards. And, you know, you can do any genre of music. I gravitated towards you, of course, because I love hip hop. And then it's in your name. But, I mean, I know you do others and stuff like that. So, real quick, talk about the album cover and the title of the album before I get into other things in the podcast.
All right. So Appetizers wasn't really a thing. It was when I first started, I wanted to make an album first. And then I got into it and I was like, well, I got to make a fan base first. I got to get people's ears. I got to get a following. So at first I wanted to make an album right off the jump. As soon as I started, right? I was like, oh, I'm going to make an album. But then I was like, okay, I'm going to release singles, get a fan base, get a following, get a little bit of people that know my name. And then sort of it just came to me like, these are songs I've worked on for the last 2-3 years. I've released probably half of the album as singles. And I decided, I'm going to call this Appetizers because it's going to be the little meal before the main course. We're going to have a main course. We're going to have a real album that, no songs have been released. It's going to be released as, a couple singles, but that's it. This album was 3 years in the making. And yeah, that's just sort of how it came to me. I just wanted to say, this is the little taste before you get the real meal. Before you get the filet mignon, this is what this is.
Speaking of Appetizers, I'm going to throw you a verses real quick just to break the mood. 808's verse live bass.
Live bass? What's live bass? Who's live bass?
Yeah, somebody on the live bass. Have you ever worked with somebody?
Oh, you're talking. Okay. I thought you
the 808 or the 808.
I thought you were saying 808 and Heartbreaks versus. I thought you.
No music. This is just the 808s, the actual 808s that and then the live bass.
I gotta go with live instruments. I love live instruments, man. I'm a sucker for live strings too, violins, cellos, things of that nature. I love that stuff. So
cool. All right, so we gotta bust some shots real quick. But we gotta get into the breakdown. I haven't done this show in a while live, but I love the reason I'm doing it live because there's certain people that can get me off my couch, and you were one of them. So just real quick, I just want to it is Friday, and you can jump in and be a co-host if you like. Just real quick, I'm going to go over 5 albums that I listened to today. The first one was The Alchemist, the Genuine Articulate. Are you an Alchemist fan? Of course, he's a producer, well known.
I love 90s, 2000 Alchemist. I'm not a diehard this era Alchemist because to me, he sounds like everybody else. That's just my opinion. I know everybody calls him Uncle Al. They love him. Do I love like Hold You Down and Get Away by Mobb Deep? Like, do I love that Mobb Deep era? 100%. Mobb Deep for me is one of my favorite hip hop duos. So I love that old school Alch.
Yeah, I can see why. It's funny because I went back into the crates and listened to when Alchemist first kind of got known and coming out and stuff, and the albums he started, formulating first, getting them famous. And it was that Mobb Deep, Queensbridge type of flavor. Yeah, he has. I won't say he crossed over, but he's grown. He does a lot of, I would say, yacht music. I call it yacht music. But this particular, I think it's an EP. I believe it might be an album.
Does this album have that new joint with Havoc, or is that a
Yeah.
different? That joint's crazy. That joint took me back to that era.
Yeah. So and they got the video too. So this is kind of like a mixture. I think he kind of seems like he kind of went back into the Mobb Deep kind of era, depending on who he's working with. Because like if you see him with Havoc, you can go, oh shoot. But then you see him with somebody else, you know.
But that's also the beauty is you can change your style to work with a different art. That's creativity. That's incredible talent when you can do that.
Exactly, and this is why yourself, is included in this formula. You know what I'm saying? When we get to the album, break it down, people are gonna recognize that when they start following you and getting your work in their eardrums. Number 2 is Blue and Exile. They back together, man. Called Love the Omnious World, man. Are you fans of these two?
I love these dudes. So
geniuses.
I didn't know of them early. Like I don't even know how many albums they have, but when I found them, man, I liked everything they did from production to bars. It was just that feel I like, that hip hop feel, the sampley, like it's good hip hop, man. I can't say nothing bad.
No, 100%, man, 100%. I'm supposed to be giving these rewinds for each album, but rewind for The Alchemist, rewind for Blue. So that means go check it out. Number 3 is Ka, the thief next to Jesus. Are you familiar with Ka?
I know of him. I'm not a super fan, and I don't know how to
reasoning, because like this is what's funny when everyone speaks on Ka, right?
Yeah,
it's either no or yeah. It's never
there's no middle ground.
Seems like that. So like, is it the beats, the slow beats?
I feel like I get it. He's a lyricist. He can
he's insane. He's insane.
But I just feel like if it doesn't resonate with, like, I think it might be the beat selection. Maybe it's a beat selection. But then I could say the same thing to me, Jay Electronic. Like I don't get it. Everyone thinks he's the great. I don't understand it. But
yeah. I remember people were saying, Jay Electronic to me a lot, and I kept once in a while go listen to him, but it just wasn't my cup of tea at the time. I think his last album that Jay-Z did with him was basically a double album with Jay-Z. That one was a good album. And I kind of became a fan to him because I was like, okay, he's not just rapping with Jay-Z, but I think he was out rapping Jay-Z.
Right. Which is hard to do. As much as people might not love Jay-Z or whatever, like lyrically, I don't think Jay-Z is the greatest. I think he's a genius businessman. But he can rap. There's no denying the guy can rap.
He's not the greatest rapper. I mean, he got a good timeline and a lot of people, good history and great catalog.
He's
so a lot of people are gonna put him up there. So
he knows how to make money.
And then with the business aspect, they're gonna double down on him, saying and worshiping him, because that's what Americans do. Whoever's richer, we bow down to him and praise him and love him.
I don't know. I'm Canadian. I don't have a clue.
I know. I'm just giving you our version. Not me, but I'm giving you our version.
Right.
But yeah, I'm a fan of Ka based off the lyrics. He makes most of his beats. He does the production.
He self-produces.
Yes. Rock Marciano does them sometimes, but and he works with a couple two other guys that he usually works with. But I think he produced this whole album. And the reason I like Ka, just real quick, is because he is a lyricist and I can hear everything he's saying, and I love his messages. The beats usually I catch on to next. I usually go straight to the lyrics listening to be honest with you.
Right. So the first thing that's got to catch me is the beat.
Yeah, the beat for you.
That's just the way I work. If the beat is trash, I'm out. I don't care what you could be the greatest rapper ever. I'm out, bro. I'm out.
Now, I've done that to people. Like I love Redman, Fabulous, but like if they got whack beats, I'm like, and I might listen to the first verse and be like, I'm out of here, But yeah, same thing. Number 4 is MC Light. Speaking of old school, one of one. She's back on the block, man. 101.
MC Light dropped an album.
She dropped an album. She had 2 singles. She had the Woman song. She had she did first, and that was dope with Salt and Pepper and Kane, Big Daddy Kane.
She took the first single. She took it old school. She brought Salt and Pepper back. And
and then the second single. The second single was like Appreciating Men. And I think it was just her rapping on it, but she had, talking about men are dope. Yeah. And then the album dropped today. It's really good. I gotta give MC Light.
I might have to soak that in because MC Light's one of the top tier female MCs of all time, right?
I'm a fan. I've been a fan, and she's always been one of the greatest.
Right.
Number 5 is OT the Real. Been a fan of this guy for a while. Cost of Living. I'm not sure if he's down with BSF or he's independent or he just did one or two deals with them. But OT the Real, you familiar with him?
I am familiar with anybody out of Philly. I think me personally, Philly makes the best rappers. Beanie Siegel, Freeway, Young Chris. I think Philly produces the greatest rappers ever. That's just my opinion. I know New York. I know New York does it too, but
no, you're right. But I'm gonna, I forgot to put that rewind on all these other ones. So that's all those 5 I did listen to. I didn't listen to the rest, so I want people going, oh, this came out. Why you talking about that? If some came out and I missed it, put it in the comments. I only got 2 ears. I only can listen to so much in a day.
There's only so much hours in a day, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna get right into the album. We're gonna scroll the songs down. Now, let me introduce this album again, man. And you, of course. This is the THHC podcast, episode 214. This is hip hop. We're talking appetizers, man. We got the songs scrolling below. Hope you guys are watching. If you guys got questions for us, you can ask at any time in the comments, and we will answer. All right, man. Let's get into it, man. I'm really excited about it, man. Just before we get into it again, how about drum machines versus live drums?
If I knew how to play live drums, I'd be all over it. But I don't know how. I fell in love with drum machines watching the Heatmakers.
Ooh.
I was a kid. I used to see the Heatmakers on the Smack DVD making beats and samples and playing on the drum. I never seen anything like it before. And I was like, man, I'm gonna learn how to do that one day. And I fell in love with a drum machine, man.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. It's because I just wondered if you had experience with both. Because I like to
rhythmically, yeah. I have nothing. I can't play. I could barely play chords. Like I could get by playing chords, but like drums and any of that crazy, no way. I'm out.
Oh, so well, okay. I like that. I like that answer, but because I always wondered if producers, played instruments, because when producers play instruments, it could be a flute, it could be whatever, something corny, a triangle. You guys, usually producers have more creativity when it comes to doing beats, and if it's just the beats, not actually live music. So they kind of respect music more too as well. That's all I'm getting to. You know what I mean? Let's get right into this album. We go song for song. I'm gonna break it down. We're gonna go tit for tat. I'm gonna talk about one, then I would like for you to as well. So this is hip hop Appetizers, September 5th, man, of the release.
My birthday, by the way.
That is happy birthday, belated birthday.
Thank you, sir.
It's about 39 minutes, 59 seconds, basically 40 minutes of pure heat, man. Let's go to song number 1, man. Number 1 is called Soul to Save Intro, featuring Gunsmoke. Now, man, first of all, you already know I'm gonna say it's too short because I was so mad when it came. I was like, what's going on? But
Go. Keep go.
Okay.
I'll elaborate.
Yeah. Elaborate after. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So producer starts off with a Jazz Array, New Orleans parade joint first. Feature Gunsmoke gave us a verse, which had me wanting another verse. And of course, I know it's an intro, and some intros could be longer, but I know it's an intro. But I was wondering why it was an intro and why the song wasn't longer, because he seemed like. And he's only on one song. I think he's a great rapper. I don't know who he is. You explain, but talk about it. Let's talk about song number 1.
It's funny you say it was too short. So me and him went back and forth. We said it was too short. I knew that beat sounded like an intro for an album when I made it. I was like, oh, this is a great opener for an album, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But when he sent me back to one verse, I kind of was hoping he was going to give me 2 verses or a longer verse, like a 32 bar, just straight rap.
Yeah.
And we had gone back and forth about that. And we had discussed doing another verse, but it just never happened. And then my computer crashed too at the same time. So I lost a lot of files. So I had to actually get my guy Gunsmoke.
No.
He had to re-record that. I lost all my drums. I lost all my stems for all the vocal. I lost everything. So he actually re-recorded that. But that's
like a RZA moment. You know about the RZA
situation. That verse is crazy to me. And
I like it. Yeah.
It speaks, it resonates with people that go through that kind of stuff. Like, he's talking about, his dad leaving, he jumped off the porch and, anybody want to fuck around. Like, like I loved what he was saying. And I loved the beat. I just knew it was going to be an intro though, but I would have loved it to be longer too.
Okay, no, there's no funk on it. It's just like, you know how like you listen to something, you go, wow, that's great, and then you go, that's it.
Right.
That's all. That's all. That's all. But I think you know what it is.
Felt the same.
It's a great tease for the album, but it was a greater tease because he didn't rap again on the album. So I'm pretty sure you're working with him again, right?
I'll work with Gunsmoke again for sure. That's a guy that's affiliated with Spoda. He's Spoda's boy. I've worked with Spoda. Spoda's my homie.
Yeah, Spoda dope. Yeah,
that's how I met Gunsmoke actually. So Spoda recommended him, and then him and I worked. He actually engineered that record. He engineered the Formula. He engineered a couple records for me. So
shout out to Gunsmoke, man. Let's go to number 2, man. Time After Time. I'm thinking about Cyndi Lauper. I don't know if you go back way.
I'm as old. I'm that old.
Okay. We telling our age. But Time After Time featuring REIN Thomas and Clubber Lang, man. Great song transition, first of all. This beat knocks harder than your favorite porn star on horsepower. Both rappers commanded attention and put in quality time on the mic. Another song, like I said, the transition was great. This what made me kind of forget about song number 1 and how short it was, to be honest. And I just kind of got into the album. So let's talk about number 2.
Number 2, yeah. So I'm REIN is my guy. REIN's a good buddy of mine. Clubber was my neighbor. I never knew of Clubber. I never met him in person, but he lived literally like a block down the road from me. So when I made that beat, who did I get? I think I had REIN on that first, I think. Mm-hmm. And I got REIN on it, and then I got Clubber on it. But I still to this day, it's one of my favorite records I ever made, one of my favorite beats I ever made. Yeah. They both went crazy on it. Crazy. And I just think it's a phenomenal record.
Crazy.
Yeah,
give it some shots.
The Time After Time thing, though, you're right with the Cyndi Lauper reference. It's when you search it on Spotify, the first thing that comes up, if you don't type in my name after Time After Time, it's Cyndi Lauper. So it's hard to find because I should have rethought the name a little bit. But whatever.
Don't worry about it, man. Think about it. It's actually good. I'll give you an example because a good business tactic that 50 Cent did back in the day. He said, and he gave it away back in the day. He said, I was naming my records after records that were already famous. So
right. So when you search them, that pops up too. Right.
Exactly. So you're in a good stage. Don't worry about it. Cyndi Lauper, that's a hit record, and you got a hit record. So
that's a all-time hit. That'll never be not a hit.
Exactly, right? So number 3, another banger, man. Don't No, featuring Street the Villan. Dope rap flow, first of all. It's a sponge of soul spilling out the speakers. Street the Villan is dropping gems and letting you know where he stands. Just another quality sound of soul. Like, I don't know where you're getting your soul from, man. But I don't know if you own a pair of James Brown sneakers or something. You smell them before you do a beat. But let's talk about number 3. Don't No, featuring Street the Villan now.
First off, man, I love soul. Soul would be my go-to. That's my bread and butter. If I could sample a soul record, I'm all over. I love soul samples, right? Mm-hmm. 2, when I made that beat, I knew I had something. I didn't know who to get it to. Me and Street had worked on something previously on a Gooch Gretzky album or whatever. I had just started producing 3 years. I'm only like 3 years in, right? So yeah. Street was on a record I did. I loved his verse, but we just sort of connected without even knowing that we were on the same record, whatever. But Street killed that record, man. I knew somebody was going to kill it. I knew the record had mad potential. I knew there was a lot there. Street killed it. I couldn't ask for more from Street. And that's sort of why I pushed that. When I dropped this album, it was the first record I sent out to DJs. I thought it would resonate with,
Oh, it should. That one's fire.
Right.
They all fire, but I'm saying that one was fire. Like, it was like, like if I grade these albums with the 5 mic scale, each song by song gets a 5 mic scale. It's a long formula how I do it to give you guys because I really rate these albums and I really take in consideration and I'm listening to these albums 10, 12 times, 14, 15 times. Like, I'm not like, oh, listen once, oh, it's all right. Like, I'm really
the first time you might not soak it in right?
Yeah,
it takes a minute.
And and then I would advise people to experiment. Like, if they do or smoke weed or whatever, mushroom, whatever it is, try, listen to your music kind of off tilt.
On a different vibe.
Yeah, and then sometimes do it and then do it sober, and then actually, like, sometimes just listen to the beats. That's it, and try not to try to tune out the rap. Then next time, listen to the rap. Like, it's different ways to listen to music that you can, and then you can dissect it, man. So yeah, man, 100%. You talked about the album title. Did you talk about the cover and who did it?
I did the cover.
You did the cover.
I'm a self. I
like it.
I appreciate that. A lot of people did like it. The thing about it is, when you're an independent guy, right? And if I'm paying this guy to do the cover, this guy to engineer, this guy to rap, I can't do that. So my outlook on it all now is, I'm going to be a self-made. I'm going to be a one-man machine. I'm going to do all my marketing, all my promo. I do everything I do. All those promo ads, everything you see, I made myself. The album cover I made myself. Everything you see, I do myself. I don't hire out very often. It's very rare that I even pay for a verse. I built insane relationships with these guys. I started out as a guy like you, where I used to promote underground hip hop. That's how this is hip hop page started. I was a guy. I used to just promote guys that I thought weren't getting the spotlight, that were dope.
Wow.
So then I built relationships with all these guys, and now I consider some of them, or most of them, my friends. Like, we've built that good of a relationship where, you know what I mean? I would let the guy stay in my house if he ever came here.
Wow, that's great. And I think, I did the same thing, similar backgrounds, but I didn't produce. I went the other way. I cannot produce. I never tried, but I would love to produce. But I leave that to you, right? Speaking of the album cover, like, it's great. Again, dope. It's called Appetizers. Speaking of appetizers, let's go talk about appetizers for a little bit. Spring rolls versus egg rolls.
I don't like either. I'm a picky, I'm a picky eater, man.
You're a picky eater?
I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy. So anything with vegetables, I'm out. I just can't do it. I'm like a 5-year-old. So
all right, this one might tickle your fancy then. Mozzarella sticks versus jalapeno poppers.
Oh my God, mozzarella sticks, hands down. You can keep that. I like a little bit of spice, but because there's jalapeno chunks in it and whatever, I can't do it. I can't bite into that green stuff, man. Keep that away. Give me that fried cheese.
I love spicy, man. Fried calamari versus shrimp cocktail.
No seafood for this picky
eater.
Bro.
No seafood.
I'll eat fish and chips. Like, if you go to a halibut and chips restaurant or something, that's it. I'm picky, bro.
I got some sweets. You like sweets?
I can do sweets.
All right, how about s'mores bites versus brownie bites?
Brownie bites all day. Forget that graham cracker. You can keep it. Give me the brownie.
Like,
give me the brownie.
You get the fireplace or whatever the hell you got to burn them on. Last one for we get back into the album for appetizers is and this is really not appetizer. It could be, but ice cream versus frozen yogurt.
Ice cream all day.
Yeah. Got to, man. Got to, man.
Give me a good ice cream. I'm all over it.
Oh, it's it. It was me too. Frozen yogurt's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, but it ain't the same.
It ain't the same, but let's get back into the album. Number 4 is The Formula, man. Of course, I'm thinking about D.O.V, man. I'm telling you, these songs, everything sticks in my head. I don't know if did he spell it like that? You might. But The Formula featuring Dom, Pachino, and O the Great. This is a mad scientist track, first of all. This is hip hop is in the rap science lab, putting in work on this track. This beat got me amped. Dom Pachino and O the Great sound amped as well, slaughtering the booth. Let's talk about The Formula with Dom Pachino. I like this guy. I really like Dom Pachino. I reviewed some of his albums. O the Great too as well. Let's talk about that song.
So you do know who Dom is, though. Dom is
like a Kill
Army, like Wu-Tang affiliate.
Yeah, I know who Dom is. Yeah, he's military.
Yeah. So me and Dom built it yet again. I used to promote, Dom's music. That's sort of how we built our relationship. And I reached out to Dom. I knew when I made that beat, and it's funny you said mad scientist, because that was the artwork I originally had, was a mad scientist. When I posted this beat on Instagram, the artwork was a mad scientist in the lab. That's why I named it that's why I named it the Formula. Right? It was and then I was doing promo videos where it was Frankenstein or the making Frankenstein and stuff. He was,
I swear I didn't even pick that up. I just something I wrote before I didn't even see that.
100%. That's the vibe I got from it too.
Gunshots just for the connection, the energy. I'm telling you, sometimes I get this a lot when I get people on the show and I break down the album and I say something, they go, "How you know?" And I go, "What do you mean? How I know? I don't know nothing. I'm just talking about what I think." I was like, "You knew how you?" I'm like, "Yo, calm down," because it's like the energy. Sometimes I can hear it or feel it, and it might be something similar to what you did. First guest in the chat is Nick Fury. Shout out to Nick Fury. Salute to my bro. This is hip hop.
Yo, Nick, what up, man? You spelled my name wrong as you always do. Fucking get
Another
it right.
Another P.
and not spaced out. But
you're not spaced out here.
let's talk about Nick for a second. Me and Nick have an album coming out.
Nice.
Hopefully by the end of this year. We got a video dropping soon, and the first single
back up. Yeah. So. I'm sorry, you was talking about. I'm gonna put his name back up. Yeah, I'm sorry, Nick Fury. Let's talk about him.
Yeah. So me and Nick got an album dropping. Hopefully by the end of the year, if not early next year. We're going to drop the video and a single probably this year for sure. But yeah, Nick's dope, man. He's a good dude, and everybody will follow the guy and listen to his music and check him out, man.
I ain't gonna lie. You already got him in my roster. I'm going to probably check him out as well. Let's get into number 5. Thanx I Get featuring Hard to See. Now, I get the hashtag Heart Not Life type of track. This track speaks of hard times, right? This beat gives me like that movie Annie vibe. If you don't know, you probably know. Rapper Hard to See is going through life, and we hear his pain through this hard to earn beat. Let's talk about number 5, man. Thanx I Get featuring Hard to See. Another track is fire.
It's funny. So this is one of those records. So like I said, I made this album over the first 3 years I started producing, like from start till now, basically. This is one of those joints I made within the last year. And I didn't know it was going to go on this album. I just met Hard to See this year. I mean, virtually, whatever. We only, we got used to each other, whatever. We met through Instagram, and dude's a solid guy. He actually engineered 6 or 7 records on this album. He engineered them for me.
Wow.
But it's funny. This record is getting a lot of the love off this album. People resonate with his joint for, I don't know why. I don't know if it's what he's saying, if it's the beat, or if it's both. But it is doing the highest numbers on the newer joints that we got. So I mean, shout out Hard to See. I love that guy. He's dope, man. He's go check out his music yet again. The guy's dope, man.
It's got to be both, man. We talked about it earlier. We talked about keeping someone's attention in the beginning. The beat's gonna gravitate somebody's attention, right? And then his wordplay and his lyrics, you're gonna stay tuned.
Right. When I played that beat, I gave him like a five beats to pick from. Right. When we first met, he was like, "Yo, okay, I'll give you a verse or a track or whatever." And I sent him 5 beats, and right away he gravitated to that one, and he keeps messaging me and telling me how much people love the record, and the numbers show it. So, I mean, I love when that happens. When you fall in love with a beat, then they're gonna do what the rapper's gonna do what he does best on a beat that he enjoys or is drawn to him or whatever, right?
Exactly, man. Exactly. And shout him out, man. It's just like I said. I'm glad, and it's funny. You never know what record's gonna resonate with the world the most. And I want to be honest. I want to pick that one. I wouldn't have picked that one. Meaning, like, I wouldn't have thought. Like, if you said, "Oh, which one is the best?" You asked me a question. Which one is the best record? And then I had to guess. I probably wouldn't have picked that one, but I'm not surprised. Let's put it.
Well, out of the ones I haven't released, that one is by far everybody is resonating with the most.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, let's go to number 6, man. Life Talk featuring Donnie Darko.
Shout out my boy Donnie.
Yeah, shout out to Donnie, man. Track more soulful than James Brown's Cape. This dude can rap, man. The soul continues through the production of This Is Hip Hop, man. This track makes rappers, it makes this rapper like get more genuine and sincere. It seems like the beat took him there. I'm not sure if it did, but most beats take those artists places. So talk about number 6.
Shout out to my guy Donnie. So man, when I met, I I met Donnie yet again through the This Is Hip Hop page. I found Donnie, listening to Don, and man, I fell in love with the guy. I knew this guy was crazy, incredibly talented, wasn't getting enough shine, and I used to promote his music like crazy. I used to listen to him at home, and now I got records with him. You know what I mean? So
Crazy.
for
Ain't
me,
that
that's
crazy? Full circle.
right? Yeah,
Full
that's
circle.
crazy to me. But still to this day, that's one of my highest streamed songs on Spotify. We got like almost 30,000 views on Spotify on that record. Yeah, man, Donnie is a beast. He is. If you guys don't know who he is, go check his music out because everything he does is fire. Him and Sutter Kane, DJ Bless is his like. I mean, they're on the same label. He produces for him. Incredible talents, man.
This is another reason albums as such and you know interviewing producers like yourself are more fun than others. I'm just gonna give you, and I know other people are like, what's going on? He's saying his album's more fun to dissect and talk about because you got to think about it. It's a variety, right?
Right.
How many MCs we got? I don't know, 20 or something like that. I ain't counting, but a lot.
It's up there, yeah.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? And then for you to keep my attention with, you know, not just the beats, but the quality of the MCs and rappers. And not this, and like it's not like there's no it's like you saying, hey, I want quality rappers. And like and you're not accepting whack stuff. Let's put it that way. I don't want to get into it, but some people are like, oh, we had a relationship, I'm gonna take your song anyway and put it. No.
Yo, it was hard for me. It was hard for me to narrow down this album because I have records with guys I respect. Don Pachino, Oh the Great. I have a record with Conspiracy that I love that I posted earlier on for the post for this podcast that I love that record. I love that beat. I love the record. It was hard for me, but I needed to do so. My theory when I made this album, I had already released 6 or 7 of the joints. I needed to even that out. I needed to put 7 or 8 new joints so that I was going to gain traction on the old joints, but I was going to get their attention with new joints as well, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just been lucky to work with the guys I work with and the talents I've worked with and just build relationships with these guys. Man, I've worked with Rex, Don Pachino, K-Prez, Akil Ali. Like I have, you know, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful.
No, your resume is insane.
I'm 3 years in, bro.
Yeah, your resume is insane to be. That's why I said 3 years. A lot of people don't notice, and I want you to keep emphasizing that. 3 years of producing only. Yeah. Hello, is this on? Is mic on? Shit. But you know, let's go to number 7. Right? So Almost Put It Down featuring Money Stacks. Man, yo, butter beating bars, first of all. Love's Gonna Get You. These tracks from the producer are gonna get you. Forget love, but the feature Money Stacks with a dope street tale, man. Another rapper. These are rappers. These see them. I'm getting to know various other rappers through projects like this too. That's another reason projects like this make, you know, give me more I guess energy and goosebumps because I'm learning. It's like Christmas for me.
Right.
You know, I'm like, oh, who's this rapper? Oh,
yeah. You're unwrapping it for the first time. You've never seen it before.
Yeah,
right?
I'm going crazy. So talk about number 7. Almost Put It Down. Put your money.
This record was funny. So I loved the beat when I made it, and I knew I already have, I think 2 records with Money Stacks, and we got The Streets Is Missing You, and that's featuring K Burns on his album, and that record did insane, and I love that record. I knew when I made this beat, I sent it to Stacks right away. And yet again, this is another rapper I met through the This Is Hip Hop page. I promoted his music and we've built a thing. Me and Money Stacks are actually going to be working on an album probably. I mean, we've discussed it. Yeah, that's my homie, man. And Stacks did this thing. I really love the realness of the end where he does the talking at the end and he talks about where the car flips over and his wife was pregnant. He loses the baby. I mean, I love that aspect of the record. I thought it brought it, you know, it was from the heart, man. I loved it.
No, I'm telling you, man, like it really got me to kind of like, I don't say well up, but it was like, you know, like, ooh, whoa, right. Ooh. Like songs should give you emotions. If it's not giving you any emotions, any record, trash. You gotta have a dance. You want to dance. You gotta want to cry. You gotta want to like sing, break dance. You gotta want to do something.
That's how I produce beats. So I do beats like. I mean, I'm sure you noticed that everybody's fallen into this Griselda trend where everybody sounds the same. A lot of producers sound the same anyway. You're getting the same beats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not making records that way. I'm making records for me. I don't even care if anybody listens to them. Really, I mean, I do, but I mean that's just an added bonus. I'm making records that sound good to me, and that's it. Because if I'm not going to be a cookie cutter where I sound like everybody else.
Yeah, you do. You know, the greatest advice I've ever heard is just it sounds just be yourself.
100.
I
agree.
Pied Piper, you all right. This is help. You gotta don't worry. Right. You know what I'm saying? You have a following of mice. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, you know what I'm saying. But I'm just what I mean, making a joke. But you're good. I'm telling you, you're good. Keep doing what you're doing. That's it.
I appreciate
that. Catch up. People will catch up.
That's you know what? Maybe everybody didn't get Kanye or Alchemist when they first started, but they got it.
Not.
But that's what I'm saying. They got it. But the reason they stuck out like a sore thumb is because they stuck out like a sore thumb. You know what I mean? They stuck out. They were different.
Originality too, man. They was in their own box.
That's what I mean. Creativity and be original. Don't sound like everybody else. Don't sound like everybody else because it's supposed to sound like that. Do you?
Well, this leads to a question. So when you hear like you 3 years, it's not a long time, but these people kind of. Yeah. Like knowing some of these rappers, do you kind of like have a folder for them? Do you know their style of beats, or do you know like, oh, this one got to be for Nick Fury or something? I don't know.
Like I said with the Money Sack, I knew he would sound good on it.
Okay,
it's only because I'm a fan of their music that I know their style of rap, that I know. Okay, yeah, he might, but I don't make records based on, oh my god, I'm gonna try to get this guy. I don't do that. I let the music take me. So if I hear a sample, it might take me to a pop. It might take me to R&B beat. I don't really know. Wherever the music goes is where the music goes.
But then when you make that R&B beat, do you go, right, oh, I want Janet Jackson on it? She sounds good on it? Like, you know what I mean? I know you know Janet Jackson. I wish
I did. If I'm familiar enough, and if I'm familiar enough with the artist and I think, shit, she'll sound good. Yeah, but yes, like I said, that Money Sacks record, I knew Money Sacks had to be on that record. He had to be on that record.
That's what brought up the question, because I'm listening to you, man. I hear everything you're saying. All right, number 8, another track that I love, and this artist, follow as well. "Afraid to Die" featuring Reek Osama.
Yep.
Hashtag scumbag. I love this dude, man. All right, so if y'all follow my channel, I love Reek Osama. I had him on the channel as well. This is hip hop got Reek Osama sounding like vintage Prodigy, meaning from Mobb Deep. Beat got a Mobb Deep feel as Mr. Osama slaughters the booth. Talk about "Afraid to Die" and Reek Osama.
I made "Afraid to Die." I started producing 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
But I've wanted to produce for years. I never thought, anybody would take the white kid, the small skinny white kid from Toronto.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
In hip hop, I never thought that. But then COVID hit. And I had like a fucking Rolodex of samples in my head that I always wanted to work on.
Yeah.
This was one of them because of the Joel Ortiz Immortal Technique joint.
Oh.
Which is one of my favorite beats. It's the same sample. So I sampled the record, and then Reek actually hit me up. And that record's actually that record is actually on his album Bloody Mary. And I just happened to put on Appetizers, but I mean, yeah, Reek is a dope dude. We're cool. I love what Reek does, and yeah, man, the record's dope.
Yeah, Reek is fire, man. Let's go to number 9, "Sunny Days" featuring REIN Thomas and Jay Grams. I like Jay Grams. I'm familiar with Jay Grams. REIN Thomas, I'm gonna start getting familiar with. This music is international, man. Get your passport. The music has passport stamps on it, man. REIN and Jay has sun-like energy. I'm not saying it's from sun-like energy. They got a lot of energy from like the sun or something, and put some rewindable bars into your music. So talk about "Sunny Days," man. REIN Thompson, Jay Grams.
First off, R.I.P. to Jay Grams, man. That was my dude, and yeah, he passed away a little while ago. So R.I.P. to that guy.
R.I.P. to. Yep.
Jay is one of the biggest. I mean, I love Baltimore rappers. I got my guy Jay Royale. I got Jameel Honesty. I got Ill Conscious. Jay Grams was up there on that list for me, and it was a pleasure to work with the guy. He was easy to work with, and R.I.P. to that guy. But he just brought something different to the track, man. His verse. I love Ren. Ren is my guy. I think Ren killed the verse, but a lot of people resonate with what Jay did on that track. And in all fairness, Jay did get the second verse, so he already heard what Ren did. But I mean, incredible track. And when I made that beat, I knew I had something.
Oh wow, that's the thing. That's another thing. Like, of course, a producer, and I think you have an ear for music, because I wouldn't be speaking with you if you didn't, because I like your music. So, is it that with you? Like, do you like make a record and go, yo, this is a banger, and then usually, what percentage is it a banger when you think it's a banger?
It's funny. So not everyone is gonna be a banger, but you could tell those ones that are. You can tell when they're different from just average. You can tell. Sometimes you can't tell the difference from a shit one to an average one. Like, they might all sound good.
Yeah.
But one might be shit. You don't really, you know what I mean? But when you make a above par one, you can tell. That you just know. You feel it in your gut. I mean, if you love music and stuff, you could feel it in your gut that, you know, this will hit differently. You feel it.
No, 100%, man. Listen, it's a banger, man. Speaking of the banger, we're gonna go to number 10. And I know this is one that I've heard before, because I'm a huge fan of this guy. Bloodbath featuring Maine the Medicine, man. Huge fan of Maine the Medicine, man. His wordplay, his storytelling, you know, just the way his style is, his flow. This track is haunting. It give me that haunting. This is one of my favorite tracks from Maine the Medicine. This is kind of one of the reasons I probably started following him, I think.
I introduced you to Maine.
Yeah, you did, right? Yeah, I'm about to say, right?
And then I remember your review on this album. So Maine has this on one of his albums, and you compared it to Kim from Eminem, and I was flattered as fuck, bro. Because my favorite thing that Maine did on this, and everything, I love when Maine tells a story. This story is insane what he tells on his beat. And it's so vivid. It's so vivid. You can literally picture him in the mental institute, snapping nurses' necks, and he
100%. It's vivid. It's so 3D. It's vivid.
Yeah. So me and Maine built an insane relationship. So I, yet again, met Maine through This Is Hip Hop page. I listened to Maine's debut album. I want to say it was The Butch. And Maine actually re-recorded the intro for me. I said, yo, that's it on the intro? Like, it sounds like the verse cuts off. He's like, oh no, there was more, but we didn't put it on the album. So he went back in the studio, re-recorded it, shouted me out on the full extended. Yep. So then me and Maine built an incredible relationship. And as you know, me and Maine got a dope project coming out October. The first single's dropping at the end of September. And lyrical cinema, me and Maine the Medicine. This is hip hop, Maine the Medicine. It is an incredible. I'm amped for this project, man.
I'm amped as well, man. I'm amped as well, and because I'm a fan of both of y'all first, and not because I'm on it, but not on it as a rapper, but I'm on it as a I do a couple skits, I think. But I just love quality, great music, and I do anything like that for you guys. Again, I don't care. Just ask me. It's done, right?
Yeah. Once I heard that skit on the album, listen, you're on the next one. Because you know what Maine taught me about though, because I get it. Old school albums had skits and stuff, and I know you were a fan of Maine doing the skits. I've seen your reviews on Maine's albums. You always say that you like the skits because it gives you that
nostalgic feeling, kind of, you know what I mean?
Right.
Hip hop, 90s.
So when I heard your skit, I was like, fuck. I thought of skits before. I had another guy that I used to, talk to, whatever. He was a good buddy of mine, and he was good at skits. He would do the Italian mobster thing. He's an Italian guy from Italy. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I need you to do a skit for me, bro, like an intro skit or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you 100%. I'm gonna put skits on the next album. You're gonna be on there. I'm gonna get some guys, but I just learned that from Maine, the skit thing, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think it works for certain projects. You can't put it on everything. Skits are great. No. But like if it works, it works, and you get a quality person and the quality skit, and you get it right. They can add to the album. Let's put it that way.
Right.
So let's go to number 11. Welcome Me Home, featuring Denrock and REIN Thomas. Man, production is taking us to church with this Holy Ghost, man. unfamiliar with the rappers again, but they are barring up, man. It is these. This is what I'm saying. It's more Christmas presents for me, and I'm like, oh, now I gotta go check him out. Oh, now I gotta go check. You know what I mean? So let's talk about number 11. Welcome me home, Denrock and REIN Thomas.
Shout out REIN and Den. I'm surprised you don't know who REIN Thomas is. REIN Thomas is very, very well known. He's a Jersey MC.
I don't know why.
He was big into battles. He was actually like they had like a VH1 TV show and he was on it. He's a big MC in Jersey. He started out as a battle rapper, but REIN's dope, man. Denrock's
I'm tapping in.
Yeah, Denrock's incredible. This record, yet again, I did the artwork, I did all the promo, I did everything. I think this record deserves way more shine than it's getting.
It's nice.
I mean, I don't know how to. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I have to, stoop myself to mumble rap or whatever. But I'll never do that. No. I would never do. But you know what I mean, though. Like, it hurts my feelings when a good record doesn't get the recognition I think it should get. So that's all I'm saying. I would never sell myself to the devil or whatever to sell some records.
I will find you. Now let's go to number 12, man. Glory Dayz featuring Word Life. I'm gonna say D.O.V or D.O.V. I'm not sure. D.O.V. Okay, and DaGodWes. All right. So am I saying those right first?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I don't want to get the names wrong.
No, you got them right.
All right. Okay. Track speaks of Adele like vibes and reeks of quality production and engineering. Rappers are getting off 16 shots. I got to do it. They're getting off 16 shots about their glory days. It's war rap. That's what it sounds like to me. Talk about glory days, man. This is another quality record here.
It is an Adele sample of. I mean, obviously.
Oh, it is. Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's Adele. Yeah. That's an Adele sample. When I made that record, it was funny. So the way that I met DaGodWes was somebody I had posted that beat, and they said, "Oh, DaGodWes." Or I think it was a different beat, and they said DaGodWes would kill this one. And then he seen. So we had become friends at that point. Then he seen that beat, the beat for Glory Days, and he had flipped it differently a day prior or whatever. He just flipped the same sample, but he flipped it differently. So then he hit me up and he's like, "Oh yeah, I just flipped this." And I was like, "Oh, yo, so do you think you could rap on this?"
Yeah.
Right. And my theory on, yet again, Appetizer, anything I do really, I love to connect rappers that don't connect. I want to get REIN Thomas with some guy he's never heard of, and another guy who's never. I want to put these guys that you would never see in the same song. That's what I want to do. I want to put artists like that. So these three rappers would never be on the same song ever. They don't even know of each other.
Wow.
I love doing that. I love putting people on records that don't know each other. And then, man, look at how good this record turned out.
It came out great. So did you surprise them? You surprised them with this? Or you kind of told them, "Hey, I got you on the record with this other guy named..."
No. I told them all they were going to get them. I said, I didn't even tell them it was other people. I said, one verse. They all sent me the verse. I put it all together. Boom, boom, boom. Shout out my guy D.O.V from Mississauga or Toronto, whatever. He's from here. So, shout out him. And obviously my guy REIN and DaGodWes.
But see, 3 years of in the making, and this trust with the artists already. They're like, you just send a verse, one verse. They didn't say, "What's up?" They send the verse. They just happen to be a part of quality hip hop produced by yourself.
What it is for me is I think my name's attached to it. I'm not gonna put out anything I don't believe in. I'm not gonna put anything I think is rubbish or crap. I'm not gonna do that. It's my name attached to it. So I think they trust that, as much as they can or whatever. I'm not. If I think the record is, I'm gonna try to make it better or whatever. But like, I'm never gonna put out a track where I think it's absolute crap.
That makes sense. No, and I see that, and I think I feel the aura of that reflection that you just spoke on. And I'm telling you, man, I surround myself with people that are authentic and they really respect the game. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I kind of gravitated towards you, because I seen a lot in me, like in you, in a sense. Pause, all that crap. But anyway, number 13. You know, especially with all this stuff going on. I got pause every day. All right, number 13, right? Another joint that's fire, man. And it's man, One More Time featuring REIN, right? Okay. Beat and bars caught a few bodies, and I love the hook because that's the reason I said it. You know, basically, man, let me tell you about this one, man. This might be my favorite track, even though I got mad favorite tracks on here. But for some reason, this one stood out, right? This beat is so fire. REIN couldn't write a single. He wrote a record. And if I hope you understand that, REIN catches a body one more time. He always catching bodies. I need a neck brace for this beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the reason I say like what I said is like all these other songs, they could be singles or they could be on this record and sound like cohesive, because it does sound like a cohesive record. But
I tried to space them out that way where it you know, everything flowed into each other.
Yeah,
I didn't want two of the same kind of song. I tried to do that. Yet again, I did this all myself. I did everything myself. I did the artwork. I did the, you know, arrangement. I did everything myself. So,
and I know REIN. So, you know, we even talk on the phone. He's been on the show multiple times.
REIN's a big homie. I think I introduced you to REIN too.
You might have. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like
I believe so.
But
shout out to my guy REIN, man. REIN has, you know, got records with me on his. I mean, I'm on every REIN album or a majority of REIN's albums. I mean, I'm on records with. I got Mickey Fax. You know, that's REIN's doing. That's my homie. We talk on the phone frequently. You know, yeah. Shout out REIN, man. Go check him out. REIN.
Shout out to REIN, man. For real, man. Y'all about to go stop playing. Go check him out. Get into that discography. And he got a new album coming out soon. So it's gonna be.
I'm on there.
You're on it? I knew it.
I think on the new album coming out, I'm the intro. I think I got the intro.
All right. I'm gonna check for you. You know I'm gonna listen to that. Number 14 is Let Me, featuring Denrock. Now, I love the rapper's message. First of all, I just want right off the bat. This is hip hop smacks us like Will Smith did on his beat, man. Denrock is a family man. He's building family wealth. You know, I like this record, man. Let's talk about 14. Let Me with Denrock, man. Become a more fan.
From Virginia, great rapper, great guy, great all around dude. Family man. It's funny you say that. Yeah, he's got kids. He is a family man before anything. It's funny. This record was supposed to be on Den's album, and it was supposed to be a full track. He sent me the verse, and then it didn't really work out for his album. I was like, well, I'm not gonna let this go to waste. I'm gonna put this in here on the album as like, you know, a spacer or whatever. But it's gonna be on. It's good enough to make the album. But I'm going to divide up 2 full songs and make like, you know, like a 1 minute, 30 second or whatever it is kind of joint. But yeah, no, Den is an incredible rapper. I got joints on like 3 or 4 Den's albums or whatever it is. And yeah, man, that's a good homie. We talk often too. So Den's a good dude. Man.
Like I said, I'm going to get into a lot of these artists, you know, eventually. You know, it's funny because, you know, it's so many quality rappers and albums out now, and then like it's a challenge for me to be like, yo, I'm about to put some more of my rotation. You know what I'm saying? But they got to be quality, and you got a lot of quality rappers that I want to go check.
100%. I believe that every rapper that you hear on this album, you will check out
exactly,
and you will like. Yeah. It's so saturated now; it's hard to keep up. And there are a lot of great talents, but that's how I found these guys. I was a hip hop fan. Listened to their music and found them that way, right? Like I didn't just, you know, whatever. Like I found them doing what you do, where you listen to albums and you're like, oh shit, I like this. That's how I found Maine. That's how I found Denrock. That's how I found a lot of these guys. I was like, shit, I like this guy's rap. And then I built relationships with these guys. That's exactly what happened. So
it's organic, it's natural, and it's the same with me. If I give you my number and we're talking on the phone, it's basically because I like you and it's organic. It's a good relationship and it's going somewhere, and we have things in common, because I just can't go backwards. I'm just gonna say that to people. I can't move backwards, and your circle and your people that you surround yourself with are the solution to get To be happy. Let's put it that way.
Ahead or whatever it is. Yeah.
Whatever it is, that's your goals up.
Right.
Number 15, man. The cream of the crop featuring Clubber Lang, man. Samples and the samples you use just throughout the album, but I just want to, at least say something about the samples that you're using bring substance. I just want to let you know that. Clubber Lang is sunning these rappers, man, without Maury Povich, and RIP to Maury. But rapper Mr. Lang is adding value to rap and hip hop with his flow, man. Like again, like we said earlier, these rappers that I don't know of and people don't know of. This is why I do the show. This is why, like you said, you started out promoting people to underground rap. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
And we here now. So it's the energy, man. Talk about the 15, the cream of the crop with Clubber Lang.
Clubber for me is one of my favorite rappers. I want Clubber on my team. I mean, that's my brother. I love Clubber. Listen, like I said, he lives down the block from me, or he used to.
Yeah.
Clubber was one of the first guys. I don't know if Clubber believes in his talent as much as I do. Yeah. I believe in that kid's talent. I want him on my label if I start a label. That's the guy I want. This kid underestimates or surprises everybody. A lot of people that I know think he's black. And I'm like, no, he's a white kid from Mississauga. Like, he's a white kid from Toronto.
Seriously?
He's a white kid from Toronto.
I believe you. I'm just saying, wow.
Oh, no. But I've got it a million times where they think he's that good that, he's got to be a black rapper, right? You know what I mean? So, like.
Well, because I mean, a lot of people say that because a lot of, quality rappers usually are black.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I know. I'm not whatever, but
there are,
you know what I mean, right?
White rappers. Yeah. I just want to get that out there. Yeah.
100%. I mean, definitely there are, but I mean, it's, I believed in this kid's talent from the moment, and yet again, another kid that I met through Instagram, through promoting music, met him, and, we found out we lived a block away, but yeah, I just believe in this kid's talent. I think he's one of the greatest. He's just, he's a great talent, man. He's just got to do it. And I mean, everybody loves every record that he does. Everybody loves every record that we do together. Him and I were supposed to have an album, but he's got a lot of life stuff going on or whatever's going on.
Yeah. Life is life, man. Life is
right.
life.
And listen, I can't stop life. I can't stop life. We had an album in the works. It was like a 10, 12 song, whatever it was. But now that his life is more whatever, we're gonna, condense that, and I'm gonna put those records on my projects instead of doing a joint.
Okay, that makes at least get it out there, get it out there.
Listen, the records are way too good not to be out there. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, let's just use them on this.
Cool. That makes sense, man. And it's still natural and organic as long as the music just gets out there in any way or fashion, man. Please do. Just
100%.
We on the last record, and I got a couple questions, and I'll get you out of here. We can promote, man. You've been a great guest and the co-host already. Number 16, Walk and Roll outro featuring Mav. Now this is Mav from the Cloth, right?
100%. That's big homie. Yo, shout out Mav, man. That's my boy. We talk frequently. He's a good dude, man. Smart man. And he's talented as fuck. And we got a couple records now. So yeah, Mav, shout out Mav. I love what he's doing for even his community. Now he's going to schools and teaching little kids. It's like he's doing all kinds of crazy. Yeah. Man, I admire the guy, and he's a smart dude, bro.
Well, let me shout out to Riggs.
I love Riggs.
I don't want to say he's the leader of the claw, but he seems like he's the front runner.
The face.
The face. Okay, right. Mav, awesome, great rapper, huge fan. Yeah. Let me speak on this record. It's Mav from the Claw. So I knew right away. Like I'm a fan. This Spain tempo track got Mav turning a new leaf. Leaves you wanting more though. Right. So Mav, like you said earlier, great rapper, great human being. Mm-hmm. And I want to speak on the Cloth too, because then I just, like you said, he's going around doing positive things with the kids and stuff. So is the organization of the Cloth, the group. A lot of members do a lot of positive things. They talk about working out. They talk about eating right. They talk about, treating people around you right, getting your circle tight.
Right. Riggs is all about that health stuff,
yeah,
man.
yeah. So the group itself, but some of them that's still, some are still street.
Right.
But that's it. But that's them. That's their growth. You know, you can't bash it.
Right.
Yeah, I do see maturity and growth. You know, with the Claw, because I've been following them for a long time.
Yeah,
y'all
man.
look on this channel. I
you interviewed Riggs, didn't you?
interviewed Riggs. Yeah. So
yeah.
So like
Riggs is a good dude, man. I've spoke to Riggs a couple of times, whatever, here and there, whatever, through just Instagram chats and stuff. Good dude. But I'm closer with Mav, obviously, whatever. Me and Mav have a great rapport. Yet again, I'm humbled to have these records with the caliber of rappers I have. Mav, to me, I used to listen to Mav at my house, right? And now I got like 3 records with the guy. And it's humbling for a guy like me who just started doing this to have these records. And like Mav hit me up for what was a joint on the Maine album, on the new Maine album, but now I'm gonna use. So we had so many verses on this one track. Yeah, that Maine has 4 verses on his album from his homies, and I got like 3 or 4 verses, and I'm gonna use it on mine. I'm gonna use Maine's verse, and then it's gonna be like a remix version where I got 3 other different verses than Maine has. Then Mav's on that. Mav hit me up and it was like, "Yo, send me something," and I sent him that record, and he was like, "Yo, Maine killed that," and yeah, Mav killed it too. So, you know, stay tuned for that one. That'll be on my next project.
Man, first question I got, man. Great, incredible breakdown. You know, I love the way you spoke of the album and spoke on the individuals on the album. They're gonna love, you know, what you said about them. 2024, This Is Hip Hop Records. Now, is that you have your own record label? Like
I do not. That's just a DistroKid Spotify type thing. But I would love to shout out my boy Free Huey. We're working on, me and my boy Free Huey are working on starting our own little, you know, team, like the umbrella, like the cloth. We're working on. We're working on it, right? Like, I mean,
yeah, of course.
It's obviously a process. You don't just, you know, jump into it and you have a successful team overnight. But yeah, shout out Free Huey. He just dropped an album with John Jake, so check that out. And yeah, man, that's my partner in crime. So, you know, incredible producer, and we're working on building a team and building a little thing like a label or whatever we could do.
You got time for a couple questions? Not too many. Nothing crazy.
100%.
Yeah. Let's real quick. I'm gonna go back to 2 more verses. Now, if you have any fun verses in your head, you can always shout one out. But lo-fi versus hi-fi.
I like lo-fi, but I don't know how to explain it. I like lo-fi, but I don't know how to explain it. It's too slow and weird for me, but I like it at the same time. So it's weird. So I'm gonna say hi-fi just because, but I'm an up-tempo guy, man.
There's no wrong answers. You know, this is a fun game, you know. Old school versus new school.
Old school any day.
Yeah.
That is not even a question.
Give me a reason why. Like, is that
90s hip hop over now?
Yeah. Well,
again,
now,
I mean, our underground now is good, but is it? I don't know, man. 90s Pac and all. Like, I mean, we had mobbed. Like, the hip hop we had was crazy, bro. If you listen to a lot of these rappers, it's not the same.
It's funny because we have more underground rappers that can kind of maybe compete with it's still the old school rappers still outweigh them because of the albums, the hits and whatever else.
In my opinion, there are select ones out of this underground that can be in that stature.
Of course, there are.
Right.
There are. You know,
but
you got
so
the Rock Marcianos,
you got oversaturated
there you go. It's oversaturated. So
back then, everybody that was out was good.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Majority.
Right.
Let's say 90%.
Right.
Of the 90s was hot. And then you know, but now it's like down to 40 or something.
100%.
You know what I mean? Something crazy like that. So
everybody can put out music now, right?
Yeah. Anybody. AI and included.
AI.
So another question is, what things has society lost you wish would make a comeback? Speaking of
focus and attention span. Attention span is crazy, man. If I put out an album more than 7 songs, you can't even pay attention that long. We're talking about 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Like it's to me, attention span is crazy. Kids just don't and like multitask or like whatever. Like they just don't have that focus no more. It's crazy to me that we can't put out a 20-song album and they're uninterested by the 5th song or the 4th song. That's wild to me.
I'm loving that you said that, man. He said attention span. If y'all didn't hear it, man, like that's so crucial, man. And it's huge because a lot of people can't even listen to. And this is probably why the music quality is going down, because you got people doing 60-second records or a minute and 30-second records.
Barely anybody does a 3-verse record anymore.
Or exactly, a 3-verse record.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Or you're doing a 7-song album.
We can go back to the intro. Like when I was going crazy about the intro, but then I was like, I kind of forgot about it, and I love the intro more because the whole album is cohesive to the intro. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So I'm not gonna be too mad at. I'm not gonna be like, this is hip hop. Oh, you went short on the first intro.
I thank you. I thank you for not being too upset with me. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna get them. No, but is there anything you fear, and how do you cope?
Man, I fear a lot of things. I'm a chicken shit, but no. I don't like heights, man. I'm a height guy.
What?
I don't.
No height?
When I was a kid, I had no issue of it. I live on the 18th floor, scared to death. Scared to death when I look over the balcony. I lose all like equilibrium. I think about my kids. Fucking, heights scare the shit out of me, bro.
No, I hear your heights. My boy just walked by your heights. I'm laughing because he just walked by me. Heights. I'm like, he's listening. Describe what's happy. When I say happy, man, what's happy in your eyes? The word happiness. We talked about it a little bit earlier. About
happy to me, man, is just I'm sort of there right now. Like, I mean, I got a happy family. My family life is good. My music makes me happy when I make music. When I create, that's my happy space. But yeah, just having just a happy life where I'm not stressed out all the time, where I don't come home and I'm fighting with that's happy.
Of course, yeah. You don't want to fight with your wife every time you come home, and you shouldn't.
No, of course. But I mean, you know how hard that is to find, right? So like, I got that now. I come home and I'm happy when I get home. Like, oh man, I'm excited to come home rather than fuck, I just left work. I should be excited to leave work, but I'm not. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to go home.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's perfect because that's just human emotion. I'm just laughing because I'm just thinking like when I had girl, I'm single now, but like, and the reason I'm single is because like when I came home, I wasn't happy.
Right.
Like, you gotta go.
I've been there a million times. You know what I mean?
I'm having a flashback.
Right. It's just nice. It's just nice to have this now, where you know what I mean, nice. and just have this creative space where I can make music. And my partner's not even bitching at me when I'm doing it. That's the best. I can make music.
Shout out to your wife.
Yeah.
Shout out to your wife. Shout out to all women out there that don't really stress men. Shout out to your kids. Maybe your kids don't even, they kind of leave you alone sometimes, because kids are kids, so you can't really.
Yeah, I love my kids, man. I would do anything for those kids. I would, but still, I still got to find time to make music, motherfuckers.
I need my time. No, all right, so if you had to time travel, man, past or future, what's something that you're more interested in?
Man, I would love to go back to like the 60s when music was real, or the 50s and 60s when music was just real music. I love that era. I love that era, man. That was real. That's my favorite era. Yeah, the real cars, everything about that era. I was
gonna say, give me some examples of the music and the cars, of course. The cars, classics. Any music, any people that you
run around Sue, man. We're talking. I mean, there's so many joints. Just that era, I love it. It was
sample a lot from the 60s. You sample a lot.
It's hard to because it's doo-woppy. And whatever, but yes, I have. I love old records. I love old music. Old music speaks to me. I have an old soul, is what I'm told, or whatever. But
I like that.
Man, that's real music. Like I said, everything was. That was emotion. Yeah. They had everything in it. It wasn't just made because we made it. They made it, with emotion and feeling, and they played instruments and they did everything.
Everything.
They did everything. It was amazing.
Like the drummer could probably dance and sing. Like,
right?
It was crazy.
He was doing background vocals, drumming, and fucking. He was doing it like it was crazy. It was. I mean,
backflips at the same time.
Incredible music.
All right, so I like to. If you don't notice, I'm trying to incorporate education a lot when I do my reviews, and I talk about passports a lot. So, what stamps are missing from your passport?
Many, man. I didn't have. It's wild. I didn't have that luxury when I my first trip. I was 30 years old.
So where you want to go? What's missing? That's what I'm saying.
I would love to go everywhere, but that's this new venture in life where I have this happy family now. Now that's what we're gonna do, right? My kids are getting older. I'm gonna be able to travel, but I want to still build memories with the kids and stuff. But I mean, I've been on one trip in my entire life. That's it. I was 30. I went to Portugal because my son's half Portuguese, so I went over there with him, and yeah, that's the only place I've ever been.
Does he? Portugal is a language, right? I'm
Portuguese, yeah. No, Portuguese.
Do you guys practice? Does he practice that? Because
I wish he did. I'm not opposed to it. It's he goes every year. My son goes every year. I let him go every year for a month. Every summer he goes for a month to see his family, learn about that side of his culture, and I'm all for it, right? I love it. Does he practice the language? No. Does he understand it a little bit? Like when they're talking, whatever, he can figure it out. But could he speak it? Hell no.
I said, can he speak it? Hell no. So we coming down to the end of the show, man. Again, this is hip hop, man. Listen, you got me out of a funk. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of like just breaking down albums after albums every Friday, and I still do. So I tell people every Friday, 8:00, the THHC podcast will be on either with me or an individual like this that loves hip hop just as much as me. It takes me a lot to actually interview somebody because I really have to like their music and kind of like them. And I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest with the crowd. I want people
I appreciate your kind words, man.
Like whatever. So like again, this is the THHC podcast episode 214. This is Hip Hop Appetizers. This is the time that I ask if the guest can say something positive. You don't have to, but if you could. And then again, promote. We want to get your stuff out there as much as possible. And then this is an opportunity to, like, if you promote, you can always take this sound clip and use it somewhere else. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about at the end. If you got questions or something else, let's go.
My positive message would be for musicians, producers, whatever. Just be yourself. Sound like yourself. Life comes first, though. Family comes first. I get it. But there's more to this than, don't just bury yourself in music and miss out on all those things. But be yourself. Sound like yourself. Don't follow this cookie cutter mold. That's the best thing I could say. Yeah, man, that's all I want to say for positive kind of thing. Like, just be you.
Let's promote, man. I know you got some stuff, man. What's going on, man? What do we
yeah, man. This is hip hop on all platforms. This is hip hop with 2 P's at the end on every platform: Instagram, TikTok, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere you can look. Appetizers, the album is out now. There is a new single dropping off the Lyrical Cinema album with Maine the Medicine and This Is Hip Hop. Dreams Come True. That's the new single. It'll be dropping at the end of September. Lyrical Cinema will be dropping mid-October. Then I got a song with one of your favorite artists, Bonnie Stone, Dawn's Day and VP Livin', dropping Halloween.
And those are she's in a group with those guys too. Well,
yeah.
MDS, guys, but it's one of the guys.
They're missing one guy. So
Doomsday and I don't want to forget the other guy's name, but they got a group. Bonnie Stone. I love Bonnie Stone. Mac.
Yeah, man. So those albums are coming, and then you're looking at, I might drop my next album at the end of the year or early January, or early 2025.
Ooh, man, we got so much to look forward to, and I can't wait. I can't wait, man. I really can't wait because like I said, I'm a huge fan, and this is why I do it. Again, so I can promote the people that I think are elite in the game, and hopefully give them some shine and get them some recognized more. Maybe get them not just on the radio, but or get them some more money in their pocket, but just to support them in general, man, and whatever way I can, whatever way I can. You know what I'm saying? So the THHC podcast, of course, thanks. This is hip hop, of course, your music, your style, you coming on the show, your personality, of course, everything. I do want to thank everybody that watched this. I want to thank everybody that purchased one of my actual books. My first book is Severe's Chronicles, Volume 1. And then the second book is Severe's Chronicles, Severe's Classics, Volume 2. And this is actually on audio as well. And then I got 6 ebooks as well on different other topics and other subjects. So support if you can, man. And I just want to thank everybody that has purchased something and will purchase something in the future. Thank people for purchasing my merch. You will be on this shirt eventually. This is
yes, sir. I hope so. I was looking for it last year, but I didn't see it. So
this is my 2023 hip producers of the year shirt. Y'all can get that too, and hoodies or long sleeve or t-shirts. But yeah, man, and watch the podcast, man. Promote the podcast, like, subscribe, and all that stuff. All that ding dong stuff. And then listen to the audio too. I got it on a different podcast to trick people. It's called How Many Podcasts Must Get This, and I kind of do a different thing with it, but sometimes it's similar. So you can listen to it, verbally, or you can listen to it and watch it here on YouTube, man. Anything else, man? This is a great interview, man. A solid interview, man, and I really appreciate you, man. Anything else? Any last words, brother?
I appreciate you for having me on the platform, man. And just go follow me on every platform, Spotify. This is hip hop with 2 P's at the end, man. And add music to your playlists and all that stuff. Support the music.
Yo. 100%. 100%, man. I wish I can give you I'm gonna give you my real applause, but I wish I can give you a group of applause, and hopefully that I know you're gonna hear this one day. You're gonna hear that applause. You're just gonna be like, I'm just gonna sink right in. You're gonna be like,
We're gonna do it again after the main album drops, man. We're
of course. Listen, this channel now is your channel. I always tell people, once you're on the channel, it's your channel. You can hit me up. We can talk. We have a conversation, and we can get online and promote whatever it is. I had Maine Medicine on here, and we wasn't even breaking down his album. We was breaking down top 50 albums of the year.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So yeah, I do stuff like that too. Some people can get me off the chair, and and we can work.
Well, hit me up. I'm here.
All right, guys, man. Again, THHC podcast, episode 214. This is hip hop. Y'all tap in, please. One love, man. Peace out, man.
Peace,
and remember, love over hate. Please.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
We need love over hate. No Diddy.